I believe if I put the time in, the energy, and train, I can do anything I want to do.
I'm trying to be the best I can in every version. I'm working on every opportunity, and I just want to get a lot done every single day, man.
If you focus on opportunity and not the lack, you will realize how far you actually can go.
Like, the biggest for me is like, what can I possibly accomplish before I'm not here anymore?
People that's been doing this longer than you, I mean, they're successful for a reason. So I would tell everyone, if you really want to achieve in any area in life, go talk to people that are where you want to be.
Awesome, guys. So we'll get started here. I'm gonna introduce my guest, Shedrick from Georgia. Amazing agent. How long have you been licensed, Shedrick? I know it hasn't been long, right?
No, I got licensed in August of last year. So I'm only a year and a half in.
Year and a half in. So in under a year, you're issuing 76,000. Might as well be 80,000, right? Round it up, right? Everyone rounds up. Might as well be 80,000. What'd you do before insurance?
So it's so funny, man. I had my whole life planned out. I thought I was gonna be playing professionally basketball overseas for a long time. I graduated college in 2022, and I ended up having 2 knee surgeries while I was over in Spain. Came back home. Then I actually was about to get into sales, but I was scared of commissions. I was scared of the word commissions my whole life. I was like, I ain't gonna worry. I'm just gonna take this $20 an hour. And I ended up I was at Enterprise for a couple months, and then a guy came and I got an opportunity, man. So I got into insurance, and I quit my job literally 2 weeks before I took my test. So
I was 2 weeks before the test. You're ready.
Yeah.
You're ready.
2 weeks before.
That's funny. I didn't have my first commission job. I was in my 30s when I had my first commission job. And it's funny because I've always worked my butt off, right? So I definitely should have been commissioned sooner. Because anyone that works hard and long, right, it should definitely be in commission. I think the only people that should be in commission are people that don't work hard or long, right? Lazy people that just go to work and hang out and watch the clock. You guys need to stay there and be paid hourly. But if you got some hustle in you, you definitely need commission. So awesome, man. So you agreed to come on, do some training, teach us, I guess focus on that month or whatever you want to share with us, teach us, if you're on here. Matter of fact, let's do a little thing. If you want to learn how to issue $76,000 in a single month on the phone in final expense, put a me in the chat. Let's just make sure we got the right people here. Put a me in the chat if you're interested in issuing $76,000 final expense business 100% on the phone. Put a me in the chat. Let's see here.
All right, there you go. That's good.
Everyone's like, no, I don't want to pay that much in taxes, right? Megan does, Liz does. All right, awesome. That's super awesome, man. Kristen does. There we go. Here they all come. Caroline, Valerie, Lindbergh, Kyle. They all do. So cool. All right, so I'm here, man. The floor is yours.
Well, I would say I kind of focus on that month. I would say the biggest thing for me was when I first started. I mean, my very first month, I ended up doing like 17,000 in production, and I'm always been the person I want to be the best at whatever I do ultimately. So I was asking a lot of different people that was doing better than me, and there was this one lady that I was always working with, and she was always the top producer. I'm talking about, and she was so arrogant. And one month she did like 50,000 in production. She did it the month before I did 76,000. And we was making little jokes, and she told me I had years before I could ever catch her. And I'm an athlete, man. So that flipped the switch in me. It was like, all right, well, excuse my French, like, screw you. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So that alone, then I told my upline, I was like, hey, I'm going to do 60,000 in a month. And he was like, yeah, do 50 first. And that kind of struck me in a way. It's like, you telling me I can't do it. Yeah, I know I'm a year in or a couple months in, but I believe if I put the time in, the energy, and train, I can do anything I want to do. So it all just started off with me believing. I was always told, faith and doubt are both belief, and you can't believe something you know. So if you know something, I mean, you literally can do whatever it is you want to do. So I just put my head down and focus. I started watching all the top insurance agents on YouTube. I started watching Usom, Cody Askins, the top guys. I started looking at Jeremy Minor, Andy Elliott, just trying to see what fit me the most. And I literally stayed up. I stayed up so many nights trying to figure out how to overcome every objection. I literally have a book of every objection I've ever heard and like different scripts, word plays for it. So I really put a lot of time into it. So, I mean, I would say it started off with just my mentality, really, just believing and visualizing. Because I said I was going to do it and I believed it. And I think that's the biggest thing, believing whatever it is, even in the moments where it doesn't make sense and they feel like it's not working. All work works, and it's either working for you or it's working on you. So I would say mentality is so big when it comes to this business because it's hard. I mean, some days you don't get people on the phone, you get told no, you get hung up on 10 seconds into the call. So you definitely want to have a very strong mentality when it comes to this business. And I think, I've had a lot of character building days. I mean, I'm having one this week, character building. So yeah, just my mentality. That was the first thing for me, my mentality.
I think one thing that you said that was really cool. You said like the mentality, right, and focusing on doing that. But you said something else that was super important because I feel like in everything, right, in life, people say I'm going to do this, right, and they feel like they get the mentality. But you did one thing that was super important, like you backed it up with the work, right? And this is the other part too. There's a lot of people that watch a lot of my videos. There's a lot of people that watch a lot of Cody Askins videos, right? But what you did different is you took the time and you wrote down every objection. You wrote down every word track on how to get, you know what I mean? You trained, you practiced, right? You drilled, right? You're like you said, you're an athlete. You know about drilling, right? Before we play an organized sport, right? We think we're just going to be like playing the sport the whole time, and then they got us, just drilling the same thing over and over again. And we're like, man, this is boring. I just want to play basketball, right? I just want to play football. Why you got me doing this? But that's what gets you better. So who here feels like that they're training like that they're drilling, put a train if you're doing it, and not if you feel like you're not doing that? Throw that in the chat.
And I mean, I will also say, me being an athlete playing basketball, I wanted to be the best basketball player I could be. So I didn't try to focus on 1,000 moves. I literally drilled one move for a summer, worked on one move. So it's kind of like your script. If you don't have a script, you should, and you need to master the script. Don't be a winger. A lot of people wing things. They just say, I'm going to come up with the first thing that comes up to my mind. But that's how you become inconsistent, because you're not saying the same thing every single time. And I think that's what makes you great at anything, just repetition. I think it's okay to be predictable, because predictable people are consistent.
Dude, so I was a wrestler, and it's so cool you say that. It's like make me remember, like I was back then it was like VHS tapes. We'd get our hands on it. I watched these different wrestling basically wrestling courses, and there's this guy's name was Jack Kubo. I ran into him at a wrestling tournament. He was selling things, and I watched, and he taught you 3 moves basically from every position, and it was just like master these 3 moves. And he had a way that he took people down. It was like a single leg takedown that he would do. And he's at like this big tournament, right? It wasn't like a tournament of people that weren't that great. It was this big tournament, and he's sitting there and he's watching the person he's about to wrestle. And the coach is showing this person, listen, this is how Jack Kubo does his takedown. This is what he's going to do. And Jack looked over at him and he's like, no, you're doing it wrong. Here, this is how I'm going to do it. And he showed the guy how he was going to take him down before like a huge tournament, right? Everyone in this tournament's a stud, right? It wasn't like it's college level. Like everyone's a stud in college when you wrestle. And then it was like an NCAA tournament or something. And Jack Kubo said he took him down like 10 or 15 times with that same exact move, right? Because he mastered that move and drilled that move so well. When I heard that video, I was like, that's going to be me. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what I would do. I'd be like, listen, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to grab that leg and I'm going to take you down like this, and I would tell him the name of the move. Because it made me practice so much that I was able to do that. Right. And like, why don't people train objections? Right. I love it. I love how you're taking sports and the training and stuff you learn from sports to be competitive, right? To be the best, right? Because in sports you're competing. And I think the thing is when people are in sales, they don't realize, like, dude, like you have to have that competing mentality. Like you want to get paid for your time, you want to get paid for your work. Like you should be competing. If you're not competing with someone else, got to compete with yourself and getting better. So, man, a lot of great bullets here, man. Who's loving this, man? Put the word love. Put love in the chat if you're loving these all this great stuff, man. These knowledge bombs from Shedrick.
Yeah, man. I'll Mom, when in college they used to call me Yoda because they said I was so wise. I'm only 26, so
yeah, no, you definitely got me impressed, man. Definitely. Awesome, man. What else? You got some more tips?
oh yeah, definitely. I would say staying focused. One thing I can tell you I did the most when I achieved that big month was I didn't waste any time. A lot of people that were working around me, they was always on their phone, chit chatting, talking, scrolling on Facebook, Instagram. And I'm not saying, we're human. Sometimes we need a little break, but when you really want something, you literally have to dedicate your whole life to it. And it's literally that serious if you want it. Because it was a video I seen multiple times, and I think it was it his name, Eric Thomas?
Yeah.
You have to succeed, you have to want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. And that's a true statement. And I know where I'm trying to go. So I mean, just staying committed to a schedule. So if your schedule and your routine, if you wake up every day at 6, you need to wake up every day at 6, and you need to be predictable. Like I said, I mean, what I did was I wake up at 5 every single morning. I still do it to this day. I work out, I read my Bible, and then now I'm watching training videos, trying to figure out how can I be better. I mean, I'm still learning. I'm still very new. So just sticking to a schedule and a routine is so important. And I think a lot of people miss out on that. They don't have a routine or a schedule.
Yeah, I was talking about that. I think today, the meeting is like just being efficient with your time, right? And making sure you're taking full advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you. And I think that's something that a lot of people, like in the insurance business, it's a huge opportunity. I mean, dude, you're 26 years old. When I was 26 years old, like there was no way I was able to make the kind of money with the kind of freedom that you have the ability to make. I wish, right? Well, maybe I'm glad I didn't, right? Because I was struggling with drug addiction, so maybe I wouldn't be here anymore. But I was talking to our marketer that we use, and I was talking to him. I was like, bro, I feel like, because I see so many different opportunities, right? There's only so much I could do at one time, and I see a lot of different things that I want to do. And I'm just like, dude, I feel like there's just money falling from the skies. We're missing it right now. Like on all these things we could, like all these things, like we got all these projects we're working on. And he's like, yeah, I know, man. He's like, I know. I need to get some pre-workout in, man, and get a lot of work done. I got him all pumped up, and he was working on a bunch of different projects today. But like, it's even just being alive, like being alive. There's so many opportunities to do so many big things and so many great things. And it's like, a lot of people we just go through like we're like these zombies. And I did it, right? Listen, guys, I did that for majority of my life. I walked through life as a zombie, and now I'm just like, dude, I'm cherishing every moment of it. I'm trying to be the best I can in every version. I'm working on every opportunity, and I just want to get a lot done every single day, man. And I think the biggest for me is like, what can I possibly accomplish before I'm not here anymore? You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, it's not about like the money, the toys, the nice things. It's like really just a curiosity is what can I really get? What could I really do if I just keep going? What could Cedric really do if he puts 100% in until that time, until he retires, until he doesn't want to be in anymore? You know what I mean? Like, and that's my thought process, man. So you get me pumped up, man. I'm sorry. This was your show, man. You got me pumped up, man. Go ahead. You get the mic again.
Oh yeah, I mean, to add on to what you said, I don't think a lot of people understand how much of an opportunity that they have. And my mindset kind of changed. My mindset changed when I was a lot younger. I mean, when I was 19, I have a friend, he can't walk. And I love him to death. And that's what kind of made me realize, like, hey, whatever I'm going through isn't so bad. Because he wished he could play basketball. I mean, we'll be sitting in the driveway and we just shooting and stuff, just talking. And that kind of changed my whole perspective. But one other thing I would tell people to focus on, especially if you're brand new in the industry, is activity. I think activity is the name of the game. And especially if you don't have the skill already, you make up in numbers what you lack in skill. So I would tell you to dial, try to talk to as many people as you can. Work your warm market if you have to. I wouldn't recommend it because that can ruin relationships. And when I say warm market, I mean family. Um, yeah, so just be very, very active, man. My first week, I was dialing old leads, and it was the worst week of my life. I thought I sucked. I got cussed out multiple times, hung up on. And when I finally got my first sale, I'll never forget it. Like it's like the screen was shaking because I was so excited. And I realized like, hey, my life can change because I think my very first 2 weeks in sales, I made 2 grand. And it took me like a whole month to make 2 grand when I was renting a car. So I was like, okay, I can make money doing this. Let's see how far I can take it. And I mean, after that, I mean, I've never made less than 10 grand in a month. And I know it's people that's making way more money than me. So I can only imagine what it'll look like if I just keep my head down, focus, and train. So if you're new, even if you've been in the game for a long time, just stay active. Stay active.
Dude, it's like I'm trying to think, like making 10 grand in a month, like to me was like would have been would have been the greatest thing in the world. Even when I first was getting my insurance license, like that was it. Like I was like, all right, cool. I could make 10 grand a month doing this, and it's like, yeah. I was like, all right, well, I'm in, man. I'm in. Definitely a great business to be in. Who here wants to make 10,000 a month? Put 10K in the chat. 10K in the chat. Who wants to make 10,000 a week? Put 10K a week. 10K day. What do you want? 10K. You want to make $10,000 in a year? You want to make $10,000 in a month? You want to make $10,000 in a week? Or you want to make $10,000 in a day? I've done all of it. I've done it all. And the thing is, you could do anything you want. It's just a matter of are you willing to put the work in? Are you willing to be a student? A lot of great tips, man.
Hey man, I'm trying to get on your level, David. Man, you the money man, man. How much you made last year? Like 15 million? Hey,
15 million. No, not there yet. So
you're a boss, man.
Close to 2 billion, I think. I didn't check yet, but close to 2. Just getting started though, man. Same with you. Like I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. Like there's so much to be done in this business. Like the thing I like is I'm never bored. I'm never like, oh man, I got nothing to do today. Like I remember showing up to a job and be like, oh well, really bored, got nothing to do, right? There's never a day where I'm just like, oh, I got nothing to do. You know, if you're an agent, you're plugged into a good lead program, you've always got people to call, right? Exactly. And then if you don't, guess what, dude? Go out your front door and go and start knocking on doors, right? Like there's always something you could sell insurance to.
And I mean, just also don't be afraid to look for mentorship and coaching. I think that's so important because people that's been doing this longer than you, I mean, they're successful for a reason. So I would tell everyone, if you really want to achieve in any area in life, go talk to people that are where you want to be. So many people got this mentality that they have to do everything on their own. And that's the wrong way to think. And even if you do you get far by yourself, but I promise you, if you have a team, you have a group of people, you can go. I mean, it's ridiculous. You need a team. That's very important. So I will always say, talk to the people, whatever industry you're in. You can be in cars, whatever. I don't care what it is. It's people that are better than you, and it's going to always be people that's better than you. So if you want to reach their level, go talk to those people.
Yeah, it's a huge mistake I made. I was always trying to figure out myself. I never realized like how valuable someone that's been through it, how valuable that is. I mean, now I know. Like now I always look for mentors. I always do things that put myself in a room with people smarter than me and more successful than me. It's basically what I do. That's my thing, right? It's like, oh, I could go to this mastermind and go to this event, meet this person. I'm in it. I'm in it to learn.
Exactly. Let's see. I think the next biggest thing too, when it comes to this thing, like you said earlier, you got to have leads. And this is what I think scares a lot of people. A lot of people are scared to invest in themselves. I mean, I'll share a story. I spent $2,000 in leads and I made 12 grand. So
Great return.
great return. I mean, it was a point in time I was spending 5-6 grand in leads and I only make 6-7 grand. So you have to be willing to spend money. I mean, you look at people that make so much money, they put a lot of money into it. And also, let's just say you buy 50 leads, right? And this is where a lot of people mess up at. You buy 50 leads and you probably only get in contact with 10 people. You have 40 more opportunities. That's how I look at it. And it's always opportunities. And if you focus on opportunity and not the lack, you'll realize how far you actually can go. Because, I mean, think about it. Lack is always going to be around us. We all lack something. We all feel like we all feel like we lack in certain areas in our lives. So, but if you look past all that and think about the abundance, and those stack of 40 leads, it could be an extra 5-6 grand. But you'll never know if you just treat it like, oh, these leads are duds, or I don't call them 10 times, they didn't answer. I mean, you have people, I've sold policies from 2 months ago, just dialing through my leads again. So, you know, you definitely want to, don't give up on your leads, because don't waste your money. You spent money on them. Unless they tell you like, screw off, F you, don't call my phone, they need help. They definitely need help.
So how often do you call a lead?
Ooh, I say I triple dial. So I just started doing this. I used to be afraid to triple dial. So I triple dial now. I call, if I take 20 leads, I triple dial like once every hour. I try to make sure I always get $200 in. So after we get off this call, I'm get back on the phone because I'm only at $150 for the day. So
there we go. 200 non-negotiable. Think about that. Who's getting $200 non-negotiable every day? That's it.
Hey,
we should have started with that.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. If I'm talking on the phone a lot, I might not get $200. But I always say if you either need to have 3 hours of talk time or 4 hours of talk time, or you need to have $200+ dollars. Because if you're talking on the phone more than 3 hours, that means you're closing deals. So that's always been my mentality.
But I think it's so important too. So right. So when you're doing presentations and you're selling, it's harder to get the dials, right? But for the person that like, hey, I haven't sold anything, or no one's answering the phone, right? The first thing I always look at is like, great, how many times do you dial the phone? And the answer is never 200, right? So like, back to where we talk about training and watching all the training videos and writing down all the objections and all the word tracks. If you don't couple that with that $200 a day, then like none of that other stuff matters. Like that's the most important part. Like I said, unless you're getting your 3-4 hours of talk time or your 5 presentations. But if you're not getting that, then yeah, you need to be down the phone 200 times a day. Non-negotiable. So I like that you do that. That's the first time I've heard you say that. But yeah, that makes sense. That's why you're having success.
And also, I mean, it's so many tools now. People have dollars. Now I'm kind of old school. I know I'm young, but I dial my numbers one at a time. I just like that. But you have dollars, man. You have so many things you have so many resources. So it's no reason you shouldn't get $200 unless you just really don't want to. And if you don't want to get $200, you don't want to make money.
I'm glad you said that, because the first thing someone will say, right, is like, oh, how's he getting $200? Is he using software? And you're like, no, I'm doing it with my cell phone, right? And that's it. Because again, it's funny because people will, and I see it all the time, right? People will try to de-edify something. Be like, oh, how are you doing that? Are you doing software? Are you doing this? And then I'll ask them, so how many dollars did you get? What are you doing? Oh, well, I didn't even try. Well, why don't you try? Why don't you gain some experience and see if you could do $200 with your phone? Well, I don't know if I can. Well, why don't you try? Right?
Just try, man. And get creative. I got an app where I got 10 different numbers for each state. So just be creative. It can be done. I mean, if you dial 200 times in a day or more, you're going to talk to somebody. Even if it's like you get hung up on, you're going to get somebody.
The phone book. You call from the phone book. If you call 200 people every day from the phone book, you're going to sell insurance.
Because it's a need. It's not like we're selling. I was at the airport a week ago, man. This guy's trying to sell credit cards for what is it called? Flight miles, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we sell something that people need and they want. So
Right.
I understand if we're selling like knives. People sell knives. That's hard to sell.
Mhm.
But insurance, you're selling peace of mind for their family. So everyone needs it. I don't care if they say they got $5,000 saved up. Life happens. That money can be gone tomorrow. You need insurance.
I think it's good that you so like because of your belief in that, I think it also makes it easier for you to sell it, right? When I see a lot of times people will they just won't believe it. They just won't believe in what they're doing, right? I don't know why, or they'll just they'll talk themselves out of it. They won't have a policy themselves. Their family won't have policies. They just like don't believe in it. And then they like it's like they haven't even sold themselves on needing insurance yet, and so that's always a big problem.
I think it's fear too, David, to be honest, man. Because even when I'm on the phone, I mean, still to this day, I still get nervous on the phone. I fumble over my words. But I mean, the only way you get better is by doing. If you never get on the phone, you never practice, you never cold call, you never try to overcome the objection or try to get in the door, keep pushing when they tell you they didn't fill the information out. I mean, you're gonna always just be doubted. And that's not fun. So I mean, you just got to put yourself in uncomfortable positions. Like even me coming on here, man, this was very uncomfortable for me, but I love it. I feel
Good,
good,
good.
excited.
Glad. It's my job. My job is to make people uncomfortable. So Lauren had a point, right? She said 200 dials. If you triple dial 200, if you triple dial 67 people, that's 200 dials, right? So is that what you're doing? You're triple dialing 67 people to get your 200 dials, or is it 200 new people?
So I do it like this. I triple dial 50 people straight, and then I go to my old leads and I'll start calling through those. But by
Okay,
that time, I got somebody on the phone. I mean,
got it.
I'm not gonna sit right here and lie and say I have $200 every single day because sometimes I talk to people.
Yeah, you're not when you're
So,
yeah, you can't when you're selling, you can't. There's no reason to. Like if you make 5 sales in a day, there's no you could do that with like 40 dials, but
yeah,
it's the people that aren't having the success yet. Oh no, like the thing is when someone says to me like I can't get anyone on the phone, well that's the guy that needs that $200 for sure. Lauren's on it, man. I think Lauren's gonna do the next training.
go Lauren.
What else you got for us, man?
Uh, let's see. Oh man.
Who's got questions for Cedric? Have you got some questions for Cedric? Throw it in the chat.
I can't
What is
see
it?
I can't see the questions, but
I'll read them to you. I'll read them to you. If you have some questions for Cedric, put them in the chat. Did $67,000 in a single month, 6-figure earner, 26 years old, licensed just over a year. Who's got some questions? While we wait for some questions, you got anything else? You got a question for me?
Yeah, man. So how do you feel about, because I mean, I know you used to write a lot of business probably, and how do you feel about working one-leggers? I struggle with one-leggers, man. That's my biggest struggle.
So what do you normally do? You normally let them go, or you normally write with them?
I'm gonna be honest. I was always told to never close on one leg, especially if it's a woman, because the husband can come back and counsel it. So I struggle with that.
Yeah, so I think it's just a matter of communication with it. So you got to have that talk. Like if you get this, is there going to be an issue afterwards? Or are you the decision maker? Asking the decision maker part in the beginning. They're definitely closable, right? Because at the end of the day, like what's the average premium? So the average premium for a final expense policy is $65 up to $83, right? A month. Like, that the husband or the wife is spending that on something, right? You're telling me that the wife needs to go ask the husband permission before she gets her nails done? Because that's how much it costs to get your nails done. It costs more than that, apparently, right? Grocery shopping. Like, oh, honey, I went grocery shopping and the bill was $83 more than I thought it would be. Is it okay if I swipe the card? Right. So I think it matters just like having that communication with them. I think the biggest reason you teach like a new agent not to do one-leggers is because the new agents still kind of listening and saying or believing everything they hear. So like, oh, I need to talk to my wife. Like, dude, you don't really like. I've done that, right? Like, oh yeah, let me let me talk to my girlfriend and see, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just an excuse, but it's an excuse that the person ends up taking. So that's why you just got to be strong with it and move forward. And go and just ask them, like, are you going to make this decision on your own? Now, if you get an insurance policy, your husband's going to make you cancel it, because I don't want to go through that either. Because last thing I need is an insurance policy sitting around your house that's void, that your family finds, and they're calling me up angry at me because you canceled it. I don't want to deal with that either.
Okay.
So I think it's just a matter of communication. All right, so we got a question for you, Debbie Williams. Do you write with multiple carriers?
Yes, I have. So I have access to 6 carriers, but I only use 3. The reason I do that because I don't want my business spread out too far. So if I do have a chargeback, I know where it's at, and I can go ahead and take care of it.
I like it. Look at that. Proactive with chargebacks, man. Oldest 26-year-old I've ever met. I love it. They make them smarter nowadays, man. It's the internet, right? Internet. We had no way to get knowledge.
Man.
Awesome. Anyone else got some questions for Shedrick?
I'll add something, man. Don't be afraid of chargebacks either. I think that's what stopped me from even getting into commissions. I was told, like, hey, if you make this money in the accounts, you're gonna have to pay it all back. That was told to me for months and months, and I was so afraid. And then I realized I talked to someone, I can't remember the guy's name. He was like, well, yeah, if you have a chargeback, you just write over it. I said, that's it. I ain't got to give none of the money back myself. And when he told me that, it was a mental switch.
Yeah. I thought chargebacks were a big deal too. The first company I was at, they did chargebacks in the back end. I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. While I was there, I started switching to chargebacks, immediate chargebacks, like the rest of the industry, and then I realized, oh wow, this is even better. But yeah, I think the only time I think an agent has problems with chargebacks is when it's like a mental thing, right? When it's like you write a policy, you get paid, and then it charges back, and then you stop working. You just don't work. Like, you're just like paralyzed, right? And the thing is, let's say it's $1,000 commission. Well, that means you got $1,000 given to you, right? So it's not like $1,000 that like you have to come up with that wasn't already given to you. And then it's charged back. So it's like you got to give that $1,000 back. But if you made that 1,000 with one sale, then what's stopping you from making another one sale to get the money to cover that? So I think that definitely important.
I had a chargeback like 2 weeks ago. Company Mutual Omaha. As soon as I seen it, I was like, oh man. So I tried to get the lady back on the phone. She wasn't answering. So I think last week, right before I went on vacation, I got a sale, cleared the chargeback, and I still made like an extra $400. So I was good.
There we go. We have some questions rolling in now. So Sydney wants to know, how many states do you have?
I'm licensed in 30 states.
30 states. All right. And then let's see. How do you keep them on the phone at the beginning? Do you have any tricks to keep them on the phone in the beginning?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I kid you not, the first 20 seconds used to kick my butt. I still have troubles with it now, but I've been trying to come up with creative ways. So let's just say if they put, how you doing? I'm giving you a call in regards to your daughter, Susie. And just that alone. What's wrong with my daughter? Oh, yes, man. Well, you put in this request through Facebook saying you want to leave about $10,000 to $15,000 if something was to happen to you. And I was just calling to help you out with that information. And
nice.
It's smooth after that.
Yeah, that got my attention.
Pretty
I like
smooth,
it.
so.
That's good. That's the first time I heard that. You made that up, or you found that in a training video?
Man, I seen it in a training video. I was watching. It's this guy. I can't even think of the guy's name. He's on YouTube. He's really good too. It's Peter something.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about. I gotta give that guy a call. Actually, I gotta find that guy. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Peter's good, man.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's I think our script is came from him that we use. Let's see. Next one. What's your cost per sale or ROI on the leads? What's your placement and persistency? Carrier Carson wants to know. So I know earlier you said that you spent $3,000 and you had $12,000 you made from that, right?
I spent $2,300.
$2,300.
And I got 12 grand total deposit into my account this past week. So I don't know, that's a huge return. That's all I can tell you. I'm not like a huge math guy. I know I made a lot of money.
No, and it's in the beginning. I'm not focused on those numbers either. So was it 22,000? No, 12,000. 12,000 divided by how much?
$2,300.
23. It's a 5x on your money. Yeah, it's a 5x. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's a 5x. So over a 5x. So every dollar you spent, you got over $5 back. So pretty good, right? If someone's like, "Hey, David, man, I got a deal. Every dollar you give me, I'll give you $5 back. How many dollars do you want to give me? All of them?
All of them.
All of them. All of them.
Last one of them.
All of them. And then persistency. Do you have your persistency numbers? I think you just switched companies, so I don't know if you have.
So at my last company, I think I was on track. When I was like at 85%.
Uh-huh.
I mean, so I think my persistency is really good because I don't believe in overselling clients.
Right.
I think when you get caught up in trying to make a whole bunch of money and you stop caring about the person and you write these big premiums, there's nothing wrong with it because some people want it, some people actually can afford it. But if you think about our clientele, man, a lot of people can't afford $150 a month. They only make $1,100. So if it come down to it, if they need to eat or have life insurance, most people gonna choose food.
Absolutely.
So I never oversell. I try to make sure I stay around, $50 to $75 if I can.
I like it. That makes sense. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, sharing all those nuggets, man. Man, put Shedrick in the chat if you enjoyed this. Let's see.
Some love, man. Show me some love. This is my first live, man. So
that's it,
I'm definitely
man. Shedrick's first live, man. Let him know you guys enjoyed it. Write Shedrick's name in the chat. Shedrick's the man. Go Shedrick. That's it. Shedrick 3 times. So I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for jumping on with us. Let's see here. What is this question? I'm not sure. We're gonna let you go. All right, cool, man. Thanks again. Appreciate you, man. And if you ever need anything, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, everyone. Oh, that's right. They're calling you Coop. They're calling you Coop. Everyone's saying Coop. Yeah. Coop. So that's it. So thanks again, man. Have an amazing day, and man, keep winning, brother. Keep winning.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.